Now, is there anything specifically in mainstream wrestling? You don't have to get too specific or whatever, but any concept, anything going on right now in the zeitgeist of mainstream wrestling that bothers you as a black man that you feel needs to change? We can start with you, Kenny.
How much time?
Now, to narrow it down, I'm just talking modern day, because I know there's a whole gravity behind this, but just something you see today, like they should have canceled this, or something that just doesn't hit you right.
Right. I mean, listen, I'll be petty and I'll stay here. Everybody who knows me knows how I feel, but they should have canceled Jim Cornette's ass. Full stop.
Right.
And to go along with that, man, the cookie cutter black stereotype characters for me should have been done in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's only proof that those at the top continue to be willfully ignorant of what's going on, right? Because if you had more people at the top in creative, in marketing, that were aware of different cultures and things of that sort, you would be able to then find unique things with your talent that make them different than everybody else you have on your roster. You'd be able to bring those personalities out of them, because while being black is roughly the same everywhere, all black people aren't the same. So if you grew up in Houston, you're not going to do the same thing as someone who grew up in Cleveland, like myself. If you grew up in Vegas, you're not going to be like a dude from Philly. Like, it's just not it's not one blanket statement, right? So, and everybody else walking like us, talking like us, moving like us, doing the things that we do, it continues to be this case of, okay, we love the culture, we love your athleticism, we love the way you dance, and we love the way you do. We just don't love the package that it comes in. And for me, if you're going to market our culture and you're going to sell that and you're going to show it to your fan base, then respect who brought it to you, and respect the people that are giving it to you and that you're stealing it from.
And that is so true. And that's always been insane to me about wrestling, is that it's always been a business about making money. But if you look at some of the biggest athletes in sports, your Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, even if you go to music and Beyonce and Jay-Z that just transcend, black people have been having a repetitive pattern of doing this. But what do you think it is about pro wrestling beyond the fact that it's a different type of management and stuff like that? Do you think that it's too fraternized, that maybe the right people aren't getting in? And how would they navigate that situation?
It boils down to, look, China never won a match, right? If we're talking about pro wrestling, right? China never won a match that wasn't set up for her to win, right? So we were set up to believe China was the strongest woman in the world, right? So this is, like I said in the round table, and I told this to Vince Russo on his show one time, because he was asking me kind of the same thing. Well, why do you think there's no top black guys? It's because you don't write for us, right? You write us as gangsters. You write us as pimps or as shaman, boogeyman, all this other nonsense, while Triple H gets to be the game. He gets to be the cerebral assassin. He gets to be all these things, and the emotional attachment is what you need to believe in a world champion. So if you have, you have to care about someone's someone's well-being in order for you to get that push, right? So if you have a fully fleshed out three-dimensional character who, like for example, like a Ron Killings, right? Ron Killings is an NWA heavyweight champion. He has accomplished the world over. He is a hell of a person. But the only thing we know about our truth is that he can dance and he can rap, right? Well, that's not going to permeate deep enough to where you say, okay, I want to see Ron Killings beat Brock Lesnar. But when you have something, you got Bobby freaking Lashley.
Yeah.
All you have to do is make Bobby Lashley create a little more mystique, create a little more oomph behind Bobby Lashley, and you've got He-Man, you got Superman. So it is literally kind of piggyback off of what Shane said. You have to have, that's why representation matters. Because you have to have somebody who can say, all right, I know that you may not understand this, but let me show you how Bobby should go. or let me show you how Kofi should go or how Shane should go. And these are and that's what would sit to 12-year-old Kenny or 12-year-old Al and say, oh, I can identify with that because black kids understand black storylines.
Absolutely.
And, you know, being forced to kind of be okay. Like, I mean, like you said earlier, man, like it took me being in the pro wrestling game to kind of go back and be like, damn, I did Coco Beware wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Like, man, Coco, damn, bro.
Yeah.
But, you know, once I got into business, I'm like, and then I start to understand, I'm like, wow, bro, Coco was the man. Because even losing every match, every kid's brain, Coco Beware is etched in every kid.
Absolutely. Still got the toy to this day.
So it's all about how we're being represented and the people who are literally just kind of pulling the trigger.
And it's this weird catch-22 that the black fan is caught in, right? Because they've been sort of disenfranchised for so long that it's hard for them to believe that there's going to be a change. So it makes them hesitate to support someone. Then a lot of them, you know, will just say, well, you know what, I'm just not going to watch. And it's always been my argument, that's the opposite of what you should do. What you should do is go out in mass for the people that you want to see be successful, right? Because a lot of times the only thing that people at the top see is when the bottom line moves, right? So when they look at their reports and they go, Ron Killing sold 8,000 shirts today? What the hell is going on? You know what I mean? And it's, because everybody went and bought, you know, Ron merch. They're showing up to the events with signs saying, hey, we want Ron to be champ. And they're piling into the arena. Like, that's what it's going to take for them to go, okay, this is a profitable thing, right? The person is profitable, not just, hey, we're going to take bits and pieces of the culture that we like. We actually have to attribute this to someone. That's how you elevate, you know, them at the highest level and all around the country and every other promotion. Go out and support the guys and the women and that you want to be successful. Follow them, you know, stand behind them, support them, and then they will be able to rise and hit those next plateaus.